Welcome to Rassle Rock with Rick Connor,
Fat and talentless!
Matt Flowers,
Give me what I want!
Mark Hallbacher,
Is that okay, 2019?
and Corey Castle.
Tell everybody that you love them. So enjoy your life.
You're such a hippie.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to another exciting edition of Rassle Rock. I'm Rick Connor.
Cory Castle!
I'm Mark.
Today we are once again joined by a returning guest. It's Nico Sozio, man, Niles Young. CKNY reunion here going on.
What's happening, gentlemen? Thanks for having me here today. Mark Hallbacher, thanks for having me in your home.
I know, man.
It's always a pleasure to be a part of the show and reunite with some of my favorite people.
And it's funny because people like Mark just joined the show last year, so guests that we've had on
Last year.
several
2 years.
Was it 2 years ago?
Well, full-time a year, but it's
Yeah.
been, wow. 2 years I've been on the show now.
Yeah. And people still have no idea. Like the guests that we've had on, they're like, "Oh, it's finally great to meet you. I've been listening." And it's like, how have you guys never met? It's crazy.
Yeah,
I met Grey Wolf. We were just talking about beating people up at first. I met him.
He's a cool guy, but a nut job at the same time. Like he's a great friend, but somebody that you don't want to get on the bad side of.
You really want to be his friend.
Yeah.
He's actually said, like, can you make sure you send Rick my best? Like, tell him I'm here for him. And
Oh, that's nice.
He's really caring.
Yeah.
He's a good friend.
He's a good heart. He's just got a short temper.
Yeah. Just don't
Just stop wrestling in front
avoid
of
the
him.
triggers.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's obvious too that like when you see a guy like that there's definitely some sort of deep darkness down inside that drives you to ever get to that point.
Uh-huh.
Like to drive you to be such a massive mountain of a man and a savage that Grey Wolf is.
I don't think you recognized me, though. Last time we left your house, he was, like, walking in.
Well, I mean,
I was like, yo, what's up, buddy? He's just looking at me like...
he
like,
generally hates people,
okay.
and you happen to also be a person. So you might just fit the
bill.
everybody else
Yeah.
getting the hate.
Getting the hate.
Getting the hate, man. So Niles, man, what's been going on?
Same old stuff, man. Still rocking and rolling. It feels like it was just yesterday that I was telling you I was about to have a kid, and he's 3.5 years old now.
Wow.
So my girlfriend Danielle and I were just rocking and rolling, kicking ass the best we can, working and living, man. Just trying to enjoy retired wrestling life, you know. But it's been hard to cope a little bit.
Yeah. And we were talking off air a little bit about how it just sucks watching people do what you want to do and knowing that you're not. It's like as much success. Like you've had way more success in the ring than I've had, but you still kind of consider yourself. Like you used the word failure.
Yeah, I
which
did.
Which surprised the hell out of me.
And I guess I say failure in the sense that I was never able to translate professional wrestling into my full-time living.
Right.
Which is, I guess, everybody's goal with their passion. Is you want to say you're earning a living doing the thing you love and that you enjoy the most. And I never really turned that corner, but certainly have no regrets or qualms about what I was able to achieve. And I'm certainly very proud of that at the same time.
Yeah. CZW, if you don't know, CZW champion right here.
Yeah,
Nico Sozio.
Former CZW World Heavyweight Champion.
Main event Cage of Death, man.
Yeah,
that's hot.
Yeah, man. To go from watching Cage of Death in the crowd to eventually sometime later main eventing that event as the world champion was, you know, you kind of have to reflect on it sometimes and convince yourself that it really happened.
Yeah.
And,
So I'm just thinking, is it worse seeing people do what you love, or is it worse seeing someone actually from like CZW still doing it? Like a combination, like a Moxley or somebody like that. Where
a combination of both, because I'm very good friends even to this day with Drew Gulak.
Yeah.
And I've said this before, and he'll have no qualm with me saying this, but he's even admitted before that as it pertains to sports entertainment, I'm better than he is. He's definitely a better wrestler and a harder worker and played the game better than I ever did, clearly. But it's tough knowing that there's people there that just worked harder than you and aren't necessarily better than you at the thing. Okay. You know what I mean? So a little bit, it's a little bit of like, you know what, if I just fucking maybe shook that guy's hand a little harder or spent a little bit more time with... Oh, yeah. Sorry about that.
It's all right. The only people that care these days are YouTube.
Yeah.
Well, they gotta find it. They can find you.
Yeah. Why don't you listen and enjoy the program, you shit bags?
Exactly.
But yeah, so it's tough watching it and knowing that you could have been, would have been, should have been there had a couple things gone a little differently. But I definitely still enjoy it. But Rick was asking me, are you going to watch the pay-per-view tonight? And I said I canceled the network because I just don't watch it. And it is, to some degree, a little bit painful to watch it when you know you want to be there or should be there. But I'm trying not to be too bitter about it as I get into my twilight.
Yeah, I was supposed to be there.
Yeah, he was supposed to get tickets.
No, well, it was never a guarantee. I work for Live Nation, and my friend runs all of Live Nation Philadelphia, and people just hand him tickets.
Oh, right.
So he said if he was going to get them, it's going to be last minute. I was like, well, I need to know by like noon. He's like, last minute means like 6 o'clock. I'm like, yeah, well, I have to work tonight. So
Yeah.
I was like, I can't just call out at like an hour before I walk into my job.
Right.
So.
You ain't got those same Nick Burke work perks, baby.
Hey, dude, his work perks blow Nick Burke's out of the water. Talking like, you name it, like whoever's the biggest like ticket sale, he gets free tickets to.
Oh,
I don't know.
He's a Celine Dion. You know how much those tickets
Nick
were?
Burke's cousin works for Live Nation, and he does get her work perks.
So he doesn't actually have any work
Nick
perks.
Burke,
He has his own work perks as well.
Her Burke work perks.
With
told me
our
your name,
work perks
man.
combined, I meant to say.
So wait a minute, what we're
Romantic.
trying to really say is Nick Burke's work perks are a work.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's not all actually his work perks.
No, not all of them are his work.
Right.
Some of them
That's
are
why I
his work
find
perks.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Sorry,
Sorry, man. I'm sorry.
sorry, guys.
He told me his cousin's name, and I forgot.
We're going to have to
So I
track her down.
I should just break her stones that she's related to Nick Burke. I'm kind of like there. Except for last night, I didn't feel like they liked me since I got stage side at Fabulous.
What does that mean? What is Fabulous?
You don't know Fabulous?
No. Oh, Fabulous. Oh, the person.
The rapper? Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, fabulous.
Fabulous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Pronounced it.
I thought Fabulous was like a concert event. Like Bonnaroo.
Yeah, Fabo. Yeah, that guy. So I had him, which he was actually really good. Beanie Siegel came out of nowhere and ran up on stage, did about 4 songs. The Young something came out. The girl next to me was
Either
younger.
Young something or Lil
The
something.
Young Dragons. Right?
They ran out, and the one girl next to me is like 30. Like, oh my god, I can't believe it's them. I'm like, who are they? She's like, you suck and you're old. I was like,
You were like 50%.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were right.
and then at one moment she just turns to me and goes, Mark, get him off. I'm like, what? Get him off my bar. And I turn around. Literally a third of the bar was a wall of women just sitting on the bar
On the
top
bar.
watching the show.
I can't do that.
And a couple of them could have been offensive linemen.
Ooh.
Really?
I'm not even talking like heavy. Shoulder width on them was.
Wow.
Lineups.
So you just see like the...
So it wasn't like a bunch of different girls and you could just see through the show.
Right.
It was just a wall of women. So I had to go get security to take them off, and I'm
Right.
sorry, but it was hysterical. This one girl jumps off and part of her weave was like still glued to the bar top.
no.
And I'm howling, laughing as Gianna, the girl working next to me, is trying to scrape the weave off the bar, and I just ran away. I just ran away.
That is funny. I mean, it sucks for that person, but you gotta laugh at stuff like that.
Meanwhile, Tiff, we have this one woman, Tiff, who's from like the worst part of West Philly, works with us. You can hear her mouth the entire time, just yelling back at these people. I was like, "This is the weirdest night of my life." Meanwhile, I'm like, my eyes are all bloodshot. I've been breathing, like blunts for like 3-4 hours.
Big time contact high.
Good times.
So we're watching an old Elimination Chamber.
It's,
when
it's
is
the
this
old
from?
chamber too. I don't know.
I mean, it's prior to Edge ever retiring.
Yeah.
Because he's.
I mean, we're seeing Edge.
Vladimir Kozlov's in it. That should tell people
There you go.
Christ. I'm trying to I saw him and I was like, who's that?
That's
guy?
why I was asking. That's why I was asking the question: is it worth seeing someone like Kozlov, who now does John Wick movies?
Well, it's weird because in that comparison you were talking about, like tough seeing people do what you want to do.
Yeah.
It's tough not just as a wrestler or a former wrestler. It's like tough as in anything.
Yeah.
So it's like you hear a podcast that you're like, this podcast sucks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, this is what I do. Like,
Oh,
But they're on a much higher level.
they're monetizing it.
Yeah.
And they're making an incredible living off of it. And it's like, I put so much effort and work into this, and
Right.
that's what Sozio's doing now too.
Yeah.
When it comes to like the content creation,
it's weird. I don't get, except for the true crime ones, because those guys have huge followings, and I can't get through one boring episode of those people. How do you make serial killers boring? How do you make the freaking crime scenes boring?
Yeah.
Like,
and the ones with like a lot of production and stuff like that, and like interviews with people, like those are the ones I try and like I can actually pay attention to. But two people in a room sitting there talking about a crime that happened, that's not interesting to me.
right? It's
yes, someone got me to listen to some podcast.
And it's like, you're not an expert though.
Yeah.
What makes you an expert
It's
though?
just somebody
I don't
that
understand
heard
why.
the story and is put it out there.
Yeah.
It's like it requires 0% expertise to have your own like
Anything?
outlet.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Like most people just do it with letters, and that's fine. Continue doing that.
Oh, you mean like typing?
Typing
Sure.
text.
Yeah.
Sure, do that.
So my friend got me on this show called Business Wars, and he did a 6-part series. He's like, dude, you gotta hear it. It's so great, so great. I'm like, what is it? He's like, WWE versus WCW, the Monday Night Wars. Right? I'm like, okay, well, I know, pretty much everything.
Right.
I was there.
Yeah.
was watching them.
Lived it. Yeah.
And this guy overproduced and did like acting and everything for these like, little and I was like, I hate you so much. Why couldn't you just tell the stories?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
He's gonna act them all out.
Because unfortunately, I guess that's what got the attention on it. And kind of touching on what you were saying, Corey, is like there's a lot of content out there, and it seems like as long as you're willing to put the effort into producing it well, it doesn't even matter if it's bad content. You know what I mean? I was telling Rick earlier, and it's probably the third time I'll say it today, but like you have the same number of eyes, views, and money going into Ryan's World Toy Review as something that's high-level, elite comedian podcast. You know what I mean? Where somebody like actually honed a craft for 15, 20 years to get good at speaking publicly, and then these assholes just made a lot of shitty home movies and produced it. Like, put a lot of graphics and nonsense involved in it, and they get the same amount of attention. If anything, the crummy quality thing is making more money just because it's there and somebody put effort into it. It's
just consistent.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's hard to make sense of it, and it's hard to not be exactly what I sound like right now, which is a bitter bitch. I was
that type of bitter bitch.
I wasn't
me. I'm just talking about me.
My show before we closed it was actually on the rise.
Right.
But the thing was, what killed us was consistency. When your best friend is a complete flake and he's also the main guy on the show, and he was not showing up and disappearing and then when he show up on the show, sometimes he would just get really drunk and not even want to be on the show. Like,
that don't work.
Like the consistency was killing us. And it was funny thing was he was the one who wanted to shut the show down. And in the end, he started complaining. He's like, "Yeah, well, we're not consistent. We're not." I was like, "That was you. That was you. Like,
you're making this you a we, and it isn't."
Like I was sitting at my table every whatever day we were doing it, because that was the other thing. We were dropping the show on Tuesdays, and then. Well, I can't do the show anymore. We're going to do it on this day. And then we're dropping the show on Thursdays. Oh, well, we can't do it this. We have to do this. And then I'm dropping the show on Saturdays. So what happens is people also have a consistency of like every Monday I'm going to get this show.
Right.
And then all of a sudden you move it to Tuesday. And then they're like, all right, well, I guess every Tuesday I'm going to get this show. And then you're like, move the third. Like, screw you guys. Why am I making an effort
people
to find...
stop listening
because
they don't want to track you down or whatever.
I mean, Ed's still Ed. I mean, he bought someone's sock for $16 on Saturday night while we were out. It was pretty damn funny.
Like a dirty female sock or something?
Dude,
like
we walk...
foot guy?
We're not talking about it. We're just... It's so funny.
we're not going to talk about the thing I just brought up.
But no, I met up with my friends. She's a lawyer, very influential lawyer, and I'd like her to meet up with him because he's going to law school. And we're leaving one bar, and we're actually walking her to her car. And these two dudes walk up drunk as hell, and they're like asking us for like where to go after hours wise. And we're like, yeah, well, Pulse nightclub's around the corner. And as I'm saying that, Ed goes, how much for your left sock? And the dude's like, what? And Ed's like, I'll give you $20 for your left sock. And the dude's like, why would you want my left sock? He's like, I don't know. Why do you care?
What?
And the dude's like, I didn't know him and a bunch of businessmen were talking earlier and drinking. and they was talking about how people will do pretty much anything for money.
Yeah.
So this one dude's like, I'm gonna buy someone's left sock tonight. So they kept walking around asking people for their socks. They did it to me when I showed up. It's like, give me my damn sock. I love these. The ones I was wearing, I actually love these socks. So like, this dude turned around. He's like, yeah, man, like, why? You like some kind of weirdo? He's like, do you want the money or not? The dude just turned around and took his shoe off and handed him his sock.
I would have.
And Ed just turned around with that smiley ass, put it in his pocket, and walked away. He's like, theory proven. And we just, me, her, and him just walked away and then terrorized Pulse. Then we went to Pulse nightclub to see if there was a dude with one sock.
Why can't I get more propositions like this?
No, I'll take propositions.
I would have
like that.
no
Oh, yeah.
socks. I would just have no
Just
socks.
buy all my socks, man.
Yeah, $16 per.
They're all like business. He hangs out with a bunch of like business geniuses, and they literally talk about the psychology of money.
Psychology.
Yeah.
Psychology.
Business
There
psychology.
it is, dude. You got one.
Yeah.
You got one.
My favorite part.
Do we even talk this pay-per-view at all? Come on.
We can.
Dude,
Probably should.
Well,
Probably should.
should I pull the matches up? I guess.
I got
I
them.
think.
You got them?
I think.
Yeah. So yeah, we're watching an Elimination Chamber match right now
Kozlov.
with Kozlov of all people, because there is the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view on tonight.
The
which a lot
redheaded
of people.
stepchild of pay-per-views.
Yeah, no one remembered this until what, Monday? Because we were talking about it last week. There was 3 matches signed, and now I think there's like 7 or 8. Yeah, 7. There's 7 matches.
Well, I really want to
So
go.
they actually made what 5 matches, 4 or 5 matches this week.
And eliminated one. Remember, there was supposed to be a third Elimination
Chamber match, yeah.
where Roman Reigns was supposed to win that, and they just had to walk up to Goldberg and go, yeah, I'm going to wrestle you. And they just eliminated the whole match.
Yeah. It's like, screw it. That's the number 1 contender right there.
I'm next.
Because he said. Did you hear him? He said.
Yeah,
That's all you got to do these days.
Honestly, the only reason why I really wanted to go tonight is I want to see the Chamber in person.
That would have been cool, yeah.
I don't think I have.
I don't think there's been... Has there been any in Philly besides the one that was...
There might have been. I
I've
don't know.
seen some cages. I think I've seen a Hell in a Cell.
I saw Hell in a
cage.
Cell, yeah.
WrestleMania 15.
WrestleMania 15,
I don't think I
Undertaker,
was
Big
at
Boss
that.
Man.
I didn't go to that. I don't think.
I didn't go to it.
You didn't miss much. You missed
No.
Austin and Rock, which was cool, but
The rest of
you know,
that rest of Mania was terrible.
Yeah, it wasn't
Really
great.
bad.
Was not the best one.
No. I mean, last appearance of Gorilla Monsoon was on that show.
Yeah, it was.
About it.
So there we go. That's something that came out of that pay-per-view, as sad as it
Thanks,
was.
Philly. You
Yeah,
killed
good job.
Gorilla Monsoon.
Can't imagine why they won't bring WrestleMania back to Philly. So last time we were here, Monsoon died.
We're a big, we're a big mush.
Drew McIntyre was just on WWE.com trying to learn Philly slang. I don't know if you guys saw any of that.
With a
trying to learn-
Scottish accent.
Yeah, with a Scottish accent, trying to pronounce John and Whiz Wit. and all
Was
this
he
other
sitting
stuff.
with Kevin Keenan? Was that who it was?
No.
Oh, okay.
This was with one of the girls, probably on the Bump or one of those weird shows.
Oh, one of those.
The
Yeah.
bump is the thing you get on your thing.
Yeah,
That's what Mark.
that was one of the old podcast names for those that don't remember. Podcast episode titles. But so we got an Elimination Chamber tonight. This is we got 7 matches. It's not that bad of a card, to be honest with you.
The lineup looks good. I just don't know what's going to happen.
I mean, a lot of it is like, okay, we've already seen these matches on Raw recently, but some of them are really cool. We got 2 Elimination Chamber matches. One is for the number 1 contendership match for the Raw Women's title at WrestleMania. That's Natalya, Liv Morgan, Shayna Baszler, Asuka, Ruby Riott, and Sarah Logan.
Did you hear about that, though? Supposedly McMahon soured on Shayna Baszler already?
I heard that, yeah. She's not she's just not catching his eye or whatever. Like,
Yeah, he said she got no reaction fighting Kairi Sane. It's like, well, you put 2 bad guys up,
Yeah.
and you really didn't introduce the other bad guy yet, and the whole crowd's just like, I don't know.
Yeah. Like
And
she
then-
came straight out of NXT and just sunk her teeth into Becky's neck.
That was another one. Like, whose idea was that?
Yeah, that was weird. Did you hear about that?
I think I did.
Yeah, she just bit her out of nowhere.
She's a
Just-
vampire.
yeah, she's a vampire now.
I like
she's,
that.
She's the new Gangrel.
I like that.
The funny thing was when she
She's
pulled her head
Gangrel.
up, and she had this full mouth of
Full mouth of
blood.
blood.
Like she literally drained her.
Yeah.
I like it.
You bit her in the back of the neck.
It's just weird because I think it's
Necky Lynch.
Stop it.
Get out! Get him out of here! Stop it! No, it's weird that like you could tell that there's like a little bit of a too many cooks in the kitchen thing happening at WWE because Vince isn't dead and he still has what he wants and ultimate veto power, and then there's what is and reality, and obviously I guess like Triple H and those types have their pulse on that.
Yeah.
So there's a constant sort of Game of Thrones-y situation in the booking room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Of like, I think she's great. Look at the numbers. And then Vince comes in. He's like, no, but I didn't hear she didn't get a reaction. And it's like, back and forth.
Yeah.
But I am the game. And it's just back and forth. But look at how many retweets. It's just back and forth.
I don't know. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. If they turn around and give it to...
Who?
Yeah. I don't know who's going to replace Asuka. Is it going to be Kairi Sane?
Well, that's
maybe?
the rumors. Asuka's hurt too. So Kairi Sane, unless they they shoot Asuka up a little juice in the wrist and get her out there. A little quarter.
I mean, I can't see them giving it to anybody in the Riot Squad or to Talia. So I mean,
honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing Becky versus Asuka again at Mania.
yeah, they had a great match at the Royal Rumble. One of the best matches on the card.
Only the Rumble beat that match.
Like it was a really good match.
Yeah, I mean, from a wrestler standpoint, like it's not going to get any better than those two. I mean, sure, you've seen it. It is what it is, but they're going to deliver. You know that.
And I hope it is. I like Baszler. I hope she does well. So I'm hoping she does win the match because I'd like to see that match and a little bit of payoff for having your neck torn apart.
Yeah, there you go.
Was it this week on Raw when the Riot Squad all were in a match and Sarah Logan reffed?
Yeah.
Was that last week or this week?
Was that? I don't
remember. But I was like, Ruby looked all right in that match, though. Like,
yeah,
I could see. I mean, them maybe trying to take the next step with her, but I mean, if they're calling it audible because
Asuka's hurt and Vince doesn't like Shayna
because Shayna's got a bad reaction. Listen to the reaction that Ruby got when she came back.
0.
It was. I had the TV muted. I think. No, I'm kidding. I
had the TV muted, so I mean, I assume it was a bad
Shame.
reaction.
I like Ruby too, and she just came out to nothing.
I like that whole Riot Squad, man. I like all three of those girls. I think they're all talented in their own way, and I'd like to see them do something with them. Liv Morgan came back to a weird, I'm a lesbian, but all right, let's not talk about that anymore type of thing. And then they kind of did away with that, and now she's in limbo. And
that's what he's talking about. That's when you see that Vince is still getting some of his stuff in there.
Yeah.
So you're going to come back and you're in love with Lana.
Yeah.
But you're having sex with Rusev on the side. It's like, what is this storyline?
We don't want to crush traditional family values yet. It's like, what are we thinking? What do you say about it?
It's weird. Like, all of the romance angles that they're doing, it's like, stop it. We just do something better. And they have like Fire and Desire managed by Dolph Ziggler somehow. Yeah. And is he like not dating? Is he dating Mandy Rose? Is that the angle? Is that the?
Well, no, he is dating Mandy Rose because
in reality,
because Otis stood her up, even though that was all set up.
Yeah, this is the storyline. This is what's happening. This isn't.
Did they really? Oh my god!
But is Dolph with anybody legitimately?
No idea.
Okay, I didn't know.
Not a clue.
I didn't know if it was
based on reality,
like you were saying though. With such the transparency of social media nowadays, you know who's with who.
Right.
It's like, come on.
Well, Mandy Rose is with Tino Sabatelli, who's not been around forever.
I don't even know who that is.
He wrestled in NXT. He was a former.
Dude, the Riddick Moss.
2 left feet.
The Riddick Moss match, like I think it was on
Raw this week.
They were going, "Who are you? Who are you?"
Yeah.
They still don't know who he is.
And he came out to the ring with the 24/7
title,
championship and his name on the graphic. Like
he has a title and nobody knows who he is.
What are you talking about? B. Ricochet. He's huge.
Cruiserweight is that still Leo Rush or did that?
No, it was some. I think it was like that.
The
Irish.
He's
Jordan Devlin.
Jordan Devlin.
Balor Light, I like to call him.
He works at NXT UK.
Okay, yeah, like I saw a tweet or something and I followed it. I was like, who is this guy? And I saw he's got like 21,000 followers on Twitter. And this isn't, the be all end all, but I've got 10,000. Like this guy's the junior heavyweight champion of WWE.
Yeah.
Like, I got half his followers. what's going on here? Like, so I don't know. I've just been kind of in like this wrestling's in the crapper kind of thing and I'm basing this solely on data. You know what I mean? Like numbers, ratings, my willingness to pay attention. Something's wrong. You know what I mean? But, not to bring this show to a screeching halt.
Moving on with this
That's
card.
what Corey's puns are for.
Yeah. Taking the reins today, bud. Gotcha.
But I'm hoping it's still Baszler. If not, I would like to see somehow they get Asuka into the match and Asuka wins. There's not one
Baszler
other,
bites everyone's neck in the match.
Yeah.
There's not one other girl
Turns
that's in that
everybody.
match.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
There's not one girl in that match that anybody cares about.
No.
Like,
Nobody cares about Natalya. Nobody cares about the Riot Squad.
the
tried
the
so
tag
many
elimination
times,
chamber match should be fun.
Yeah. That actually looks good. I love the, on SmackDown, the Gauntlet match. That was great. They really went for it with Heavy Machinery.
Well, dude, they see something in Otis, man. They see money in that guy. He's such a lovable weirdo, and he's getting bigger every day.
Yeah.
So like, I can see the Elimination Chamber being some kind of showcase for him in the end. I still think he's going to lose to Ziggler and Rude.
Yeah, I'm thinking this is kind of the setup, or the beginning of the setup for Otis versus Ziggler at Mania.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's going to be Otis and Mandy versus Ziggler and the other girl,
Sonya Deville.
Sonya Deville, the forgettable person of
Yeah, which sucks. I was so when NXT was airing like the vignettes of like building her up, like we're bringing in Sonya Deville, she's a badass, put your hair up and square up, like this whole thing. I was like, yeah, this chick looks badass, and then from there, just
I told you what happened. They got Ronda Rousey.
Rousey.
They got Rousey, and it's like, well, you can have a legit badass, or you can have this chick we just built in the performance center, and that's what happened, man. Like, it's like, well, you're forgettable now.
And Deville did actually have a little bit of MMA background as well. Like, it's not just a total NXT
right. It's not work.
Right. No, I thought the same thing. As soon as Ronda showed up, I was like, oh man, poor Sonya Deville. I was like, she has no chance with this shtick anymore. Just drop it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if Ronda's around, drop it, because you're just like brunette Ronda and nobody cares.
Yeah, they should try to change her gimmick. She's got a good thing going with being a role model and all that,
I like that.
being gay and all that, and being openly out there with her. It was great, but they just don't do anything with her. Like, literally, Ronda showed up and destroyed that character, and she's never gotten traction since.
Yeah.
I guess she's going to end up with Dolph, which would be weird, because we all know.
I don't know. This story could go a million different ways, man.
Otis and Sonya together.
Tucker and Otis together.
Yeah.
Did you see they had like a nice little promo on after SmackDown where it was like, I love this man, we love each other. It's like, okay. I mean, it was like a little like,
maybe that's what it is.
Wait a minute.
Maybe Tucker's jealous.
Maybe Tucker's in love with Otis. I'm gonna get my gay storyline out one way or the other. Damn it! I don't care who it is.
I don't care if it takes 3 minutes.
We're taking Liv Morgan's storyline. We're going to put it on Otis, and we're going to see how this works.
One of you's going to be a lesbian, damn it.
Tucker,
get out there. You're now a lesbian. Pronouns, pal. So yeah, the Elimination Chamber with the tag match is going to be good. We got Miz and John Morrison, the New Day, the Usos, Heavy Machinery, Lucha House Party, and Ziggler and Rude.
Literally every single tag team's solid. It should be a really good match.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, they jobbed the hell Lucha House Party, but those guys are talented.
They are. In a cage, it's going to even like a bigger showcase. Like what we'll see, we've actually seen in this match we're watching with Jeff Hardy flying all over the damn place in the Elimination Chamber. It's going to be so that's going to be good.
I think this was the year that Edge lost it in the first Elimination Chamber.
He did.
And then won the other one in the other Elimination
Chamber. Yeah, he cashed in Money in the Bank or something.
Something
happened. I forget. But moving on. Yeah, I don't know who's gonna take that one, the tag match, because it depends on where they're going with Mania. I was hearing a lot of things about, well, why put the belts on Miz and Morrison if it's just going to take them off that quick?
Right, that would be almost pointless.
Probably Usos versus Miz and Morrison?
Could be.
That'd be good.
Again, this is for the tag team championship, so if they retain or if they drop the belts, who gets them, or it's a rematch at WrestleMania. What's going on with it. I would love to see Usos and New Day.
Wow, look at the Undertaker when he can move.
Yeah. This is back in the day, man.
Looking fit.
Looking good, man. Looking
no
good.
hair extensions.
Not having AJ jump like 6 feet up in the air for his turn.
But, they kind of teased it a little bit with... Jesus.
Sorry.
We're watching something.
I was sidetracked, and Taker just saved Kozlov because he almost passed away, but he saved him. He muscled him up.
But, they kind of teased a little bit New Day versus Usos on an episode of SmackDown.
Another Uso versus New Day.
Yeah. I mean, they always have great matches, so I'm fine with seeing it. New Day saying well, we're 7-time champs, you're 6-time champs, so that means we're better. So if Usos win this match, that means that they're both 7-time champs, and they can have a match at Mania to decide who's whatever. If they wanted to go that route,
who's the greatest tag team?
Right.
Okay.
Currently,
that's
anyway.
Fine.
They could. I mean, or they could leave one on Miz and Morrison, and then they'll
As long as everybody doesn't just hug and stuff afterwards, just enough.
To respect.
Hate each other permanently, please.
Just get to it. But I mean, they had that match in Hell in a Cell with the. We brought it up a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Usos and New Day with they brought the kendo sticks in, and they were trapped in the corner. That was a cool. Finish.
Yeah, it was a different twist on that.
Speaking of cool finishes, taking aside a step from this NXT with that cage match with Tegan Nox and
that was the best.
One of the most original finishes
I've ever seen.
Yeah.
With
Raquel Gonzalez interfering, man. So you didn't see it, I'm assuming.
No.
So Tegan Nox is climbing out of the cell. She's on her way down. Raquel, am I saying that? Raquel or Rachel?
I don't know.
Raquel Gonzalez, whatever, the second. She comes out and opens the door on Tegan Nox and holds it there
right.
as Dakota Kai crawls out of the ring and wins the match.
Yeah, she pinned her with the door.
Nice.
Yeah,
Smushed her.
It was really. It was like she's just holding there, keeping her there, and she can't do anything about it. It was really good. Did anyone please tell me somebody saw?
There, but
what?
They made a Tegan butter and jelly sandwich. Is that a good one?
Am I doing it right, Corey?
Am I doing it right?
Teach me comedy, Yoda.
She was really jammed up.
Hey yo.
Got it.
Hey-o.
Sorry.
But WWE.com. I've been watching all these these exclusive interviews they have after each show. And Tegan Nox, they made her look... Well, they didn't make her. She just looked like a moron. Cutting this promo.
It's such a good thing we didn't put that on.
Oh, my God. If they put that... But still, who sees this and it's like, why are we putting this on? So, all right. So, the question was, Raquel Gonzalez keeps on interfering. What does that say about Dakota Kai as a performer? And she goes... Well, every single time she keeps on interfering, and this is every time without fail, and it's over and over and over again. And I'm sitting there going, "It's only been twice, and you're still not answering the question." But she ends the promo legitimately. She just goes, "Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, strike 3." And I had swear to God,
come on,
hand to God, I want to pull this up right now.
That's the name of the episode. Twice, strike 3.
I rewound it so many times just to see if I was hearing her correctly. Because
Wait, you know what? I get it. Now that I'm repeating it in my head. She's trying to say that what was the line? Fool me twice.
Fool me twice, strike 3.
I think she's trying to say you don't get 3 strikes. Your second strike is actually your third.
But
is what she's implying.
However, of the fool me once, shame on you. You shouldn't fool me twice. You can't get the opportunity.
She definitely just trumped George Bush with his
thing, right? Yeah. Oh my God, it's crazy.
Don't mess with Texas.
Yeah.
Don't mess with Texas.
You fool me once, you're not gonna fool me again.
Tegan Nox coming out of that devastating steel cage match.
This promo is only a minute, so let me.
But Raquel Gonzalez still found a way to get involved. What do you think Raquel Gonzalez's involvement says about Dakota Kai as a competitor?
Every time me and Dakota faced off, Raquel's been involved. Every time, without fail. We've seen week after week the exact person that Dakota is.
Twice.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, strike 3.
Literally, that's it. End of the promo. Who put that out there and said, you know what? Yeah, that's a good line. Go for it.
And that's gold.
Let's go. We got it, guys. All right, good job. Like, this is a pre-taped recording. Nobody pulled her aside and was like, hey, you know that doesn't make any goddamn sense.
She, like, anything would have been better. Fool me twice, you're dead.
Right.
Fool me twice, game over.
Yeah.
Fool me twice, whatever would have been better. Just say whatever. Would have been
Fool me twice, don't go up to the...
And, she's
making it her fault or something.
Yeah, shame on me. I should have known that was going to happen.
But fool me twice, you don't go to the next number. Like, I don't know, whatever.
Strike 3.
I
didn't realize she was foreign as well. I thought she was
Australian? Yeah.
All Aussies.
That was Tegan Knox speaking?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I thought she was just some trash American white girl.
Great match. Terrible promo.
Story of my love life.
Sorry, Mark. Didn't mean to.
It's a sensitive topic.
Sorry, bud.
So, all right, moving back to the Elimination Chamber card. We got Braun Strowman versus Shinsuke, Cesaro, and Sami Zayn. 3-on-1 handicap match for the Intercontinental title.
If I watch Braun beat up all three of them, I'm going to be angry.
I'm a little worried about that, yeah.
What about, like, the whole thing they did with the NWO and like, those, like, what was the point?
Yeah, they had the NWO on
It seemed
SmackDown.
very pointless except for just say that they're going to be in the Hall of Fame. Like, and that's it. And it just felt
That's
like...
the only reason they were there, storyline was.
Right.
But then...
They didn't pop a rating.
Schedules probably just lined up and geographically it worked out for them, or, you know what I mean? I don't know. A lot of times that's just kind of how things happen.
I mean, NWO on SmackDown, that's a ratings grabber.
Yeah, it is.
You know? We just saw another one with Jake the Snake Roberts showing up at AEW.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just kind of came out of nowhere and was like, yeah, Cody, I'm coming for you.
Yeah,
what?
Pretty much. He was just like...
Is it gonna work?
Yeah, it's a work. He's like, I got somebody...
No, he's not gonna work?
No, he's not going to work. No.
He's like my client. He's like going to manage someone.
Yeah, he's like 100 years old. He's not going to get in the ring with Cody Rhodes.
My shoot last name's Roberts, so
there you go.
Jake, if you need a guy, I'm retired, but I think I can make a few exceptions.
You can do that video they do on AEW. What is it, from Undesirable to Desirable or whatever video? I was CCW champion.
I'll do this. I'll rip off my glasses. I still got it.
She's all that.
Yeah.
She's all that.
Beneath the milky twilight. Leave me.
Gotta walk down the stairs in slow motion with all your gear on.
I'll stumble.
In case you need anybody, I got my dress in the car.
Just so you know, I got the same name as you, and that's all it takes.
That's
really,
all it takes.
right? I think that's enough. Yeah, we'll see.
See what
I just want one of them big checks, man. That would be nice.
Oh yeah.
Just, whatever. I still got it.
Making a lot of money, not one of like the oversized.
Yeah, no.
Happy Gilmore checks.
As long as you're better than Numero Uno or whatever that guy's name is.
Oh yeah, he dude.
I know that dude.
His performance though, like on
he's not good.
He's not good in the ring. I like his character and all, but he's not good in the ring.
No, he's a part of what I call AEW's friend zone wrestling, and it's obviously AEW is clearly PWG with millions of dollars. Guys like the Super Smash Brothers, aka the Dark Order, the Best Friends like Chuck Taylor and those guys, like they're all there because they're all friends with the Young Bucks. I mean, I'm not saying that these people aren't all talented in their own right, but it's never been more apparent that we're hooking our friends up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know what's funny? Like Chuck Taylor had a pretty decent match against Neville on this week's Dynamite, and then. Like during that, they were talking about like, what happens? Like, oh, Chuck Taylor should go singles. Oh yeah, Chuck Taylor should totally go singles. It's going to be so much better for him. But it's like you have nothing but teams and factions. I'm thinking that as that's happening, Neville gets the mic and he's like, "We've got a new faction, the Lucha Brothers with me. We're the Death Triangle." I'm like, you have another faction with a shape in it?
Yeah. Inner circle
triangle. Yeah. We need an X and a square to form a PlayStation.
We're the Iron Square.
the Joy Rectangle.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there's inner circle and what's
Death
this one?
Triangle.
Death Triangle. Sure.
So Pac and the Lucha Brothers. All right, well, I'm cool with that.
I didn't know the Lucha Brothers were heels, though.
They do whatever they want.
Yeah, they're kind of tweeners or whatever you want to call them, back and forth.
However the match is booked.
Having them beat up like the best friends and whatever.
Yeah, that's new. Yeah. That's kind of new for them.
I think
because they've pretty much just been like wrestling like since AEW started, right?
I've just been dying to see the Orange Cassidy Pac match because I heard that was.
I haven't seen that, but I heard it was really good. And I don't like Orange Cassidy.
I know you don't,
because I don't get it. I don't get the gimmick. It's like, okay, so he just does nothing.
Rick just shakes his fist at the TV now when he watches.
Yeah, you damn kids! Old man yells at Cloud like I'm that guy now.
I think it just speaks to the novelty that wrestling's become. It's just become such a novelty now that like. It's the most novel of the novel, so people can't help but like focus on it and like make a big deal about how silly it is. You know? I know him personally. He's like another guy that I think is cool. I think what's even crazier is he's a tremendous wrestler, tremendous, and like this is what he's doing. Nothing. Yeah. You know what I mean?
He's more over now than he ever was.
Ever could have been.
Yeah.
Just trying to do arm tags and stuff.
Dude, that whole thing, he just puts his hands up like this, and then everybody starts screaming, and he just puts his hands in his pockets. The whole crowd loses their mind. Loses their mind.
Oh my God. The power that he must feel like he wields.
That and his little weak kicks he does.
I hate those.
I knew you.
Just because I've seen them so many times, and it's like, okay, I get it. Your gimmick is that
do people sell the kicks?
No.
Oh, okay, good. If they were selling the kicks,
that'd be worse.
I might be upset.
Dude, I just watched last night one of the coolest things, but like, I don't know how my wrestling vet mind wants to think about it, but it was Invisible Man versus Invisible Stan at a GCW show in Jersey City.
What is Invisible
So
Stan?
nobody was.
So it was Bryce Rendsburg was wrestling.
Invisible fan show or two?
It was Bryce was having a match when he was going, he was reacting to things and everyone was going, whoa, 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 and Bryce was like, oh no, and then he was like, put the gloves on and he was like checking on the wounds.
Oh my God!
And then like,
telling people to get down.
And then he like got pushed and he was like, and he's like, and they were just, it was such good work from Bryce. It was amazing.
So I have to check that out.
I saw it shared on Twitter from Just Incredible, and he's like, "You're just making a joke of our business."
I mean,
wait, from Just Incredible?
Yeah, we did that to ourselves. Like, you know what I mean? Every wrestler, manager, booker, and everybody's responsible for the state that it's in. You can blame the fans all you want, but if you give it to them, it's your fault.
Right. It's like chicken or the egg.
But the Portuguese man of war is going to tell everybody how he ruined the business.
Good old PJ.
All right, let's get back to this. Let's finish up the card.
That's how much we care about the Elimination Chamber.
I know, right? It's like, we keep on skipping around, but
Daniel Bryan and Drew Gulak's on the card.
Yeah,
that's what I was just about to say.
I would have loved this if there was a little bit more lead up, or if this leads to another match, like if there's some kind of screwy finish or whatever.
I like the whole. I know his weaknesses.
Yes,
angle.
I like that, but I feel like it should have been more.
Where it's going to be like. It would be funny if, like, he does the thing and it'd be like, see, there's one.
Right. If he's, like, pointing them out as he does it.
Right.
Like, Gulak's whole thing, it's been, like, 2 or 3 weeks on SmackDown where he's sitting at ringside and Brian's having a match with, Heath Slater or whoever in the ring, and he's, like, pointing out his weaknesses and stuff like that. But the thing is, it was just, like, a backstage promo 2 nights ago on SmackDown where they're in the ring where they're in backstage just talking about like, oh yeah, but Daniel Bryan's doing this, Daniel Bryan's doing that, and then he just shows up and he's like, oh, my weaknesses? How about we're going to be in a match at Elimination Chamber, and then walks out, and I'm like, it should have been just like a little bit more than that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was just kind of a...
What's the problem? That's a problem with WWE anymore. Yeah. All the storylines are like raced and sped through because it's just to get to the next pay-per-view, which is 5 weeks away.
Well, the attention spans are so small in this day and age, and
But the thing is, AEW's proven wrong. They're doing long-term storytelling over there, and they're getting massive payoffs.
Yeah.
So maybe we're wrong on that point. Like maybe people can, maybe just keep the storyline slightly shorter on television, instead of dragging them out.
It is tough with so much content to consume. Like, I watched everything this week, and I was proud of myself. And here I am, and I'm forgetting it all.
Yeah.
Because
it's so
it's
much.
like when you read a page, and then you're like, oh, shit, I got to read that page again.
Right.
Because you didn't comprehend it all. You didn't, It feels
You're just
that
kind of
way.
rushing through.
I know how to read.
Yeah, and then you ever watch wrestling with a non-fan? So I had
my God.
I had my trashy American woman on my couch with me on Monday. She's a sweetie.
For now.
And then she watched Randy Orton, RKO,
Beth Phoenix.
Yeah, that was not good.
That ain't good. Wasn't good for her.
She's like, "Is this what you guys like enjoy?"
Oh wow!
Like men just beating up women. No. It's a story.
Yes, but at the same time, not in the way that you're thinking.
But meanwhile, I'm telling her like no, and inside I'm like, "That was so goddamn." And the whole crowd's popping like crazy for it. They're like, "Yeah!" They're like, "Oh, we're not supposed to cheer for that."
Right. You should have just explained that like that's the kind of thing that wrestling has to do now to get a reaction. Yeah. It's like it's like I don't really love this, but this is just kind of the stuff that they do to to further the story along. You know what I mean?
This is grist for the middle kind of thing.
Yeah.
After you guys, please continue.
What's the next match? Aleister Black versus AJ,
AJ Styles, no DQ match.
Do we think Undertaker interferes, or the OC interferes, or all interfere?
Before we move on, let me just say that we mentioned him earlier, but I would like to say congratulations to Drew Gulak.
Yeah.
Not that he's already doesn't merit that for the success he's had in WWE, but I'm very proud of him. Just considering, like, this time 5 years ago, we were sitting in Deptford, New Jersey, booking Dojo Wars together, and now he's going to be wrestling one of the best wrestlers in the world on WWE's pay-per-view, so that's pretty darn cool, I'd say, you know. And even though I'd like to be right next to you, I'm happy for him. I can actually say I'm happy for him.
Yeah.
Maybe not everybody else, but I'm happy for him.
So do you still book or no?
No, I don't really have anything to do with wrestling anymore. I just can't. Like I said, I hung him up right before my son was born. Moved to South Central PA where there's nothing going on besides snack food production. And
you moved into an office now, right?
Yeah,
so you're not even out there on the grind.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost as bad or worse now being in an office because now I feel like I'm in detention and my hours are very fixed. Whereas before, like, my job was done when my work was done, you know, doing route sales type thing. But so I mean, it's a little bit tough being in a box all day.
Which do you like best?
Neither. Like, I would
is
love to do something.
Is it the same company or is it?
Yes, I work for Utz.
Okay.
Yeah. It's same company. So pretty soon you might be seeing some of my designs on your favorite snack food bags, things like that. Yeah, we're working on a popcorn redesign. Rick, we're talking about really interesting stuff right now.
I like snacks.
About how I'm redesigning some of Utz snack foods.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So
awesome.
My plan is to Photoshop a few dicks in there, hide them in there. Just for me and my
just
friends.
like Disney.
Yeah.
Just like Disney.
I'm gonna go the Disney route.
Work for Disney.
One of the popcorn kernels will be shaped like a vagina.
You think the person who originally designed it is going to be real hurt about you redesigning
it? That's it, I'm done. Shut this off. What button do I hit? Hold on.
I believe it. No.
I just wanted that for the camera. Like, in post, put an explosion when or a smoke burst. Something. Just take me out of it.
Oh my goodness.
So AJ versus Aleister Black.
Yeah, I mean, some things get so spoiled by so many run-ins, and it's tough, especially when like everybody's got a grouper again.
It's just a weird story because you have Aleister Black who they were pushing to be a monster again, and then they just stop out of nowhere to have him lose to AJ to make AJ look tough for Undertaker. AJ doesn't need to lose. Doesn't need anybody to lose for him. It's AJ Styles versus the Undertaker. Like, you don't need to build AJ up to the Undertaker.
Not at all.
Well, the whole Aleister Black stuff is confusing because I thought they were going to do something cool with him and Murphy.
Yeah.
And then they put Murphy with Seth's group, and they won the tag champs, and they just lost him.
Yeah.
Like it's like what's consistent here, and what's gonna last.
Don't get me wrong. He was Aleister Black was part of that whole storyline where Buddy Murphy joined Seth, where he beat him and one of the best things I've seen on Raw in years, with Murphy just leaning up against the rail for like what it was 2/3 of the show.
It was a while.
Just sitting there like blank stares. People were wrestling in the ring and didn't even move.
I hate those matches, man. Those scrambles where somebody's waiting for their turn. It's like, is it my like? Because we used to, we used to do this thing in like the 6-man, 7-man scrambles where you're down on the apron and you're constantly doing this when the camera catches you doing this one. Like, my turn.
Look it up. Did
they hit that exploder?
Act like I'm trying to get up.
And you're trying to sell. The crowd's like, get up! What are you doing?
Because he can't just lay there.
Yeah, and like the crowd sees you. Like,
right.
And then you're like kind of in someone's way, and they can't see.
Yeah, move!
Down in front!
I'm talking to the crowd. Did they hit the exploder? Did you see it? Okay.
I'm waiting for it.
Yeah. They give you the Iggy.
I always wondered how that worked too. Like, so you really have to plan those out when it's like a big group match like that.
Yeah.
Because you have to know when you're running back into the ring. And
There's just key points. You know what I mean? Like this, that. Now it's my turn again. Now it's you. Now it's you.
Yeah.
I was just hard to cover up when somebody messes up.
I was like, somebody asked me to work a show like this past Saturday, and I said I would do it, and we agreed on a price, and then he announced the matches, and he put me in a 4-way match, and I was like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
Price goes up.
He was like, maybe a singles match. He was like, okay, cool, singles match, pre-show. Oh, dark match, singles.
You've been relegated to the pre-show.
And I was like, all right, you can pay me the same? Sure.
Yes. Yeah.
And then he was like, oh, we're scrapping your match. And I was like, okay. He was like, oh, we're going to scrap your match, but you're just going to have like a promo in the ring. And I was like, same price, just to talk?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah. All right. Even better.
All right.
So I'll be home before intermission and not sore at all.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I don't like scramble matches. I don't like really participating in anything that's not a one-on-one singles match, because it's like we've all got to make decisions together, and I've got to appease your ego.
Yeah.
And it's like.
Sometimes people get butthurt if their idea doesn't get taken.
Yeah.
Like, I've been trying to call tag matches before with not, like, my regular group of guys or whatever, and, like, somebody will pitch something, and then you have to go, yeah, I mean, I see what you're thinking, but, like, I don't know if that's going to work here, or let's do this instead, this would be better. And, like, I've had guys be like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. All right, let's just do whatever you guys want to do. And then they're, like, out of it for the rest of the time you're calling the match. It's like, hey man, same goal here, same goal. We want to. This is the story that was decided by the booker, not me. Like, you know what I mean? The booker wants us to tell this story, so like, let's just work together, huh? How about that? It is what it is.
Put your damn ego aside for 5 minutes.
Put on your working boots and your hard hat.
But if I could just say, like, speaking to that scramble thing, like that evolves from. Just booking too many people, not knowing what to do with them, and then just fudging it. Because just literally think back to the triple threat matches in ECW and what a big deal that was. It came as a result of not knowing what to do, because these three were equally over and in contention for the belt.
Yeah.
Not just because 8 guys you're not paying showed up.
Right.
And you're throwing them on for an opportunity at what? To fucking... Hey, is it my turn? Is it my turn? And, and it cheapens your show overall. But that's just me ranting again.
Like,
sorry.
I always say that it's like a waste of money too. Like, if you're gonna bring people in and you're gonna pay them and you're gonna put them all in that same match.
Yeah.
It's like, we could spread them out and help other people.
Yeah.
And like, it will help your audience as well.
Yeah, just put together a better product. But I digress.
I mean, WWE is famous for that these days, man. Like, how many times on Raw or SmackDown have you seen a multi-man match for no reason?
This meat move.
But
what?
Someone was holding a sign up that had John Cena on it, and it said "Meat Moop."
Meat moop. Meat moop.
Meat moop meat.
No, but like, even it speaks to how you guys were even commenting on like the female Elimination Chamber match. You're like, this person, who cares? This person, who cares?
Right.
It's like, I'm observing it a little bit differently than you guys are. I'm observing you guys as fans now instead of just being a fan as well. And I can see and hear how much you don't care because of how it's booked.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at this a little different than you guys. Good old hot dog neck Lesnar.
See the meat moop sign?
Meat moop!
I don't know why.
I love that so much. I don't know.
It's a well put together sign.
Meat moop! MEEPMOOP for listeners that can't see the sign. Elimination Chamber years ago.
No, it's Brock Cena from SummerSlam.
Okay, is that what it is? Oh, so the Elimination Chamber match was part of SummerSlam?
No,
that was Brock's best pay-per-view.
Oh, this is like not a pay-per-view?
Oh, it's a playlist or something.
Yeah, I'm just pulling up matches. Just put them on the background.
Just having something on in the background.
Because I'm special.
We were talking about the tag match that's happening and how pointless it was for Rollins and Murphy to have dropped the belts. They had them for like no reason, but now they're on this card against the Street Profits in a rematch.
Street Profits lose.
But then again, what's the point of that? And then what happens at Mania, man? You're going to have Rollins and Murphy at Mania do what?
Fight the Viking Warriors, probably.
Just
so they can have some big, Viking entrance at WrestleMania with the ships and all that.
I would love to see that. I would love to see them versus AOP. We haven't seen much of AOP at all.
I feel like the entrances at WrestleMania have become the commercial breaks at Super Bowl. Like people are more excited about the commercials than
well, it's part of it. Part of WrestleMania is like the big hype behind it. Like it's not. It's like during it. Like it's the. I don't want to say. I'm trying to avoid the word spectacle.
Wait, is this the 16 suplexes match?
Yeah.
Oh, this one just gets. I didn't know. I thought this one. This match just gets ugly after this.
Like Cena hit him with the chain too. Is that?
I don't remember if that's this one or not. I know Lesnar just destroys.
This is the one where he just ragdolls him for 15 minutes and the match is over.
What were those teams you just said though?
The Street Profits. Oh no, the War Raiders.
Have they done something? Have they evolved into anything?
Like, they've been getting a little bit of hype just because they're
do
facing
this
off
for like 25 minutes.
They're facing off against.
So that's
they're part of like a mini faction with Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe, who Samoa Joe was suspended.
This sounds
for
like
wellness policy
or something.
It's crazy how
Joe was suspended for wellness.
For wellness,
it's gotta be drugs or something, right? Because he ain't on the gas.
I don't know.
He's
definitely not on the gas.
He's definitely not on the gas. That doughboy. He's like a burnt marshmallow. But he's good, I guess.
He's fine.
Just in case he hears this, you're good. You're very good at it. He slapped me one time years and years ago when we were doing like a Ring of Honor CZW thing, and it was fine. He took care of me. He took care of me. Like I didn't go home concussed or nothing.
Stay puffed.
Good old Stay Puft. Good old Stay Puft Marshmallow Joe.
Did you ever get slapped by Nick Gage? Do you remember in your career?
Well, I mean, we had an Ultraviolet Underground match, but I don't remember if he slapped me. But lots of other horrible things happened to
of
me,
course.
But
I remember him. He was like,
I don't think so.
He slapped me one time, and he was talking about it, and he was like, I was trying to cut my hand like you do with a chop, so you get that smack. But all it was him basically just palm striking me right in the jaw. So I'm like, no, smack me, man. Don't the smack is the just fingers on cheek.
Just gotta cup your hand a little.
If you cup your hand, the palm of your hand is going into my jaw and breaking it.
One take's fine.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, we don't need to do that again.
More of a swipe than an up thrust. Swipe, please. Yeah. Terrifying.
That guy's scary. The only other match on the card is Andrade versus Humberto Carrillo. If I'm saying that properly.
Humberto Carrillo.
Carrillo, whatever you want to say. Carrillo. Are the L's silent? I don't even know.
I don't know.
I know the H is silent, and it's Humberto. I think it's Carrillo.
Humberto. Yeah, there's been a lot of guys showing up in that league, and I'm like, who are they? That's just me being out of touch.
I mean, there's a lot of names that, like, they're just letting them use whatever name they want, or they'll just have them be like, okay, you were using that name, now you're just using the first name. That's it.
Andrade.
Andrade, yeah. He was Andrade Cien almost. And now he's just Andrade.
Yeah.
How can you say, just drives me nuts, how do you say Spanish sound, like names like that, and you cannot pronounce
Japanese.
A Japanese wrestler at all?
At all.
Andrade Cien Almas. Who are these Japanese?
Humberto Carrillo. Oh, the Japanese, I don't even know.
Io Shirai and
Io Shirai I'm fine with. I mean, like, it took me like 2 years to learn how to say Nakamura.
We'll talk like New Japan, and you can only pronounce like Ishii, and that's it. All the other ones are kids.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. Yeah, I'm terrible with Japanese names. I apologize.
You and Vince.
Like, you know, Okada and Kenny Omega. That's Japanese, right? Like, you're just throwing out easy ones like if he's not Japanese. Like, I know them all.
Yeah. I know all the Japanese wrestlers. Yeah, I can't even follow New Japan anymore. But, you know, I don't even know why I'm trying to put an accent on the Spanish name. I'm like, you know, I thought they say animals.
No,
like Andrade. What's wrong with you?
Pronunciation. It's funny because, like, my girlfriend, she thinks when people do like correct Spanish pronunciations of things that they're trying to show off.
Yeah,
she's
what you mean.
She's like, stop trying to put some stank on it. No, that's accurate. They're not trying to put stank on it.
It's like you're patronizing the culture.
Yeah.
You're like, I know this is how you guys say it, so I'm going to try my best to say it how
even
you guys
when
say
Spanish people say it, like when Rey Mysterio will be like, oh, I'm sitting here in the Rey Mysterio, and he's like, and she's like, oh, he's got to say it with a little stank on it.
So she's got a little deep down racism in her. That's all good.
It happens. What are you going to do?
Well, totally kidding.
It's another person you have to work on.
Living on the privilege.
But we're running kind of long right now, so let's get into what we always get into around this time when we shine some spotlights. Who wins wrestling? Who wins wrestling? Blah, 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 blah. We used to have a button.
Did you give him one to pick?
No,
I
just kind of laid it out there.
I'll try to come up with one.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Gargano this week. Yeah, if you saw his NXT promo, had a nice sit down with Mauro Ranallo.
Yeah, that was neat.
That was really cool. That was back in like it kind of felt like along the lines of JR and Mankind, that kind of thing.
The Triple H, I'm the game.
Yeah,
that sort of thing.
It felt like, you know, he really got in Ranallo's face, and Ranallo looked uncomfortable, and that made me feel uncomfortable. And I'm like, I'm involved with this. Is he gonna hit him? Let's do it. I'm invested in this. I like these characters.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else who wants to go next?
Man, it's tough.
Can I go since I have one?
Yeah, go for it.
I already touched on it when you were peeing, but I'm going to pick Drew Gulak because he's my friend, and also this is a huge opportunity for him to impress the boss.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's already impressed Daniel Bryan, and that's why he got the opportunity. But, you know, now I think he's already high on Vince's list anyway, but just an opportunity to really cement himself, you know, and have a nice long career in WWE. And then also, don't forget about your friends, and you know, maybe introduce me to Trips. And we'll go from there, bud. We'll go from there. But no, Drew Gulak's my pick.
Nice.
I thought of one.
Yes.
I'm gonna say Colt Cabana.
Colt Cabana, yeah,
that's a good one.
Shut up on AEW.
Yeah, his match with the SCU, and he did great. It was him and SCU against who? Who they?
The Dark Order.
Dark Order.
Yeah. Colt Cabana is my pick for this week.
Very nice, man. Mark, what do you got?
Ricochet.
What?
No. I'm going to go with Drew McIntyre for Claymore and Brock Lesnar.
Oh, that was great. Yeah.
3 times. He just lit up Raw to that garbage sandwich you had to eat until you got all the way to Randy Orton.
Yeah.
He looks like a killer. Brock is definitely invested in the match by the way he's selling.
Yeah.
So, like,
did you see the footage? I saw a tweet where it was like when he did the Claymore on the stage, and then he's like, "Get the belt."
I did see that. Yeah. I mean, as much as I don't watch, I did see the clip of him go, "Get the belt." It's a way to be a real ring general, bro. just dictating the pace out there, making sure everybody hits their mark.
Yeah, man. I noticed no one picked Eric Rowan in his freaking cage.
Oh, we didn't talk about that.
We got to run into this. Eric Rowan's been carrying under this cage.
A 4-month buildup.
Yeah.
4 months.
And no way
Jose was in the back. He was like, "Hey, can I please see it?" And he's like, "Well, since you asked nicely," and he reaches into the cage, pulls out this animatronic giant spider, like bigger than your hand.
Oh my!
And everybody screams and runs away from it, and we're like,
and then he pets it.
He pets it.
And he puts it back in the cage.
But it was like animatronic where like 2 legs were like moving at the same time like this. Like
it was bad.
Like It's a Small World ride.
Like a Halloween decoration.
Like the effects from the first It.
Yeah.
Like, movie, like, you know what I mean, with the alien at the end.
Right. If they would have gotten, like, there are spiders that are that big and, like, overseas and stuff like that. Yeah. If they would have got one, like, defanged them or devenomized them or whatever that would have been scary as hell.
They're facing PETA with all...
The hell with PETA, man. They already had, like, look, Jake Roberts got over because he had a snake. The British Bulldogs had a bulldog
a regular tarantula out. That freaks people out anyway.
A regular tarantula, yeah, but I mean...
That's what I was going to ask, is like they're trying to do like a Jake Roberts thing with this. Like,
maybe? I don't know.
But I just don't think that can happen nowadays. I just don't think... I feel like that mystique's gone, but I certainly...
That's probably what happened was the PETA thing.
Most likely. I mean,
they had a whole plan for like, we're going to have a honey badger in there. Tear people's faces off. Wait, we can't do that? It's against what?
Are they in hot water with PETA for some reason?
They probably are.
Oh, okay.
Most likely, they've had enough animals on, you know.
Well, they're being watched.
How many times did Coca Beware's parrot die or something? You know, it's like they have to watch out for that stuff.
I just know the last people in hot water were Cody and Brandy for coming out to some show with the dog.
With the dog, yeah.
Other than that, I haven't heard any animal news.
You called into the episode.
Yeah, when you were talking about that,
I spoke shortly after that.
Yeah, the pyro went off and the dog looked at shit.
I was like, fuck, let's do this. Yeah. Yeah, man. Well, thanks again for having me, guys.
Thanks for coming on, man. It was good to see you.
And
it's great hanging out.
If I can just really quickly plug the podcast.
Please do.
I have my own show inspired by all of these gentlemen here, inspired by Rassle Rock, inspired by Corey Castle. It's called Struggling with Sozio. It's just one-on-one interviews with me and a lot of the people that I've come to know and meet over the years, talking about the hardest things that they've had to overcome in life. For some people, that's addiction. Others, it's death. Maybe it's injury. Maybe it's a loss of a job. Whatever it is. I like to just sit down and talk with people, have a few laughs, and kind of just laugh at their pain a little bit and get over it. You can check it out. It's on Podbean. It's also on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that wonderful stuff. Again, it's called Struggling with Sozio. Hopefully you'll check it out and subscribe. And again, thanks, gang.
That sounds cool.
Thanks for
coming out, man.
Can I ask you?
Yes, sir.
Why did you opt for the full word with? You know what? If you had WW/ like I did, I wouldn't be offended.
Well, I just didn't want to rip your swag that bad. Like, you know, I was like, well, Corey's doing the W with the slash thing. Let me just go full word.
Let me go full
word.
Full word.
Yeah, but no, sorry, buddy, I didn't.
Well, you know, I listen and I like it. I like what you're doing. And
Corey has been a guest. He has 2 episodes. And
what are you struggling with? Not being able to like make puns with
having to
real
pee.
Conversation,
recording episodes and having to pee the whole time.
Oh man!
And earlier today we just recorded with Rick, so that'll be coming out.
That'll be coming up soon.
You know, look out for that.
Listen to my awesome problems.
And certainly, Mark, if ever you
would be willing to share. Should we tell that story on this show? What I told on yours?
Oh, trust me. I know a little bit about you just from observing you on his show and this one, and I definitely... I want that content.
Keep it spontaneous.
I want to milk you for all your drama.
Dude, I could tell you story after story. I just hang out with Ed. I'm like, yeah, Ed. He's like, don't. I don't know. He's like, I'm just done. He's like, you got a therapist now. Just pay her.
Yeah, so hopefully
How about do it, man? This episode of Rassle Rock is done and in the books, and you guys have fun.
Corey Castle, Teespring, my sister's show. They better talk about Reaper soon so I can actually listen to that one. Did you do it yet?
It's up. It's coming up. Yeah, there's one episode up so far, but yeah.
All right, well we're running late. Gotta get off here. Mark's
gotta get off here. YouTube.com/stores whatever. I don't know what it is. Go ahead. Okay, so that'll be it for this episode of Rassle Rock. I'm Rick Connor.
Corey Castle.
Mark Habacher.
Nico Sozio.
Be fun, have safe.